Hey gang, what's happening? It's your old buddy Brady again from hot Atlanta, humid 2012 Blade Show, and I'm here again with the Bawidamann brothers, and this is Andrew Bawidamann, obviously known for his pinup work and illustration work that's, you know, for companies and himself and his own line of stuff, and Andrew, you know, kind of has that artistic side of things and maybe unconventional way of looking at stuff, and he's come up with really a good solution that a lot of guys are facing for their gear, mounting their gear in various platforms. So, I guess kind of let him take it away here and go into what we have here with the P.U.P.
It's called the P.U.P. It's the PALS Universal Platform. I've got some idiot-proof mounting instructions. Really, all it is, it's just a stable, rigid platform for MOLLE gear. That's all it is. You can mount knives at a bunch of different angles. I've got different variations of the P.U.P. If you could come over and check this out. This is called the Standard. These are a 2-mini set, and there's blank versions of each. You can mix them up with standard and minis. You can mount things, RMJ Hawks. Here's one of our oversized trench knives. This is actually a Peter's Custom Holsters concealment holster. The minis are great for Raven concealment. I mean, you can mount just about anything on to a MOLLE gear with these. It's real simple. It's not rocket science, but it's rigid. It works. These are injection molded out of ST801 nylon, super tough nylon. Sorry, and yeah, it's just a lot of people were complaining that certain products weren't living up to what they were supposed to, deliver as far as mounting onto MOLLE, and I just tried to come up with that solution, and there it is.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's important to point out that Andrew's being a little bit modest, but that I think, a lot of the issues with a lot of the quote-unquote MOLLE platforms or mounting platforms have been that the mount ends up being larger sometimes than the item itself, right? You got, it's a MOLLE mount and it's sticking this far off the guy's chest,
The further out it is, the more it can flop and this, right. And just low pro, rigid. It works. A lot of people cooler and tougher than I am are very happy with it. Give it a shot. Let me know what you think.
Yeah, I've been running one on my training rig, just keeping a small fixed blade, and it's nice because, like I said, it is low profile, out of the way. It's a semi-permanent mounting solution. In other words, so these are literally screwed down onto your platform. It's not going anywhere. I know originally when you were kind of in the prototyping and getting this thing rolling stage, you were doing them out of Kydex, right?
Yeah, it was all we had, and actually Kydex isn't the greatest stuff, but it was pretty good, and as far as I know, no one's broke one yet. Really, the only complaint that I got was the originals had hex head screws, and they just wanted me to go to Phillips for field expediency. It was really about it. Now that I injection molding them, they're twice as thick, and like I said, it's got the DuPont 801 ST nylon. They're almost, nothing's indestructible, but we're getting pretty close. It's really tough stuff.
And the other great thing about the nylon is the thermal properties in the sense that, a lot of this stuff is going to where it's hot. and
it's really cold, and we've got, if it's too hot, it wants to, go limp again. If it's super cold, it has stretch fractures, and ST01 80 nylon does not do that. And actually, probably the most important part, this is 100% made in the USA. I designed it in Ohio. It's injection molded in Ohio. I put these together in my basement. They're clipped off the injection molding tree in his garage. It doesn't get any more made in the USA. They're not necessarily cheap, but we did this the right way. And we're trying to hold the last line of manufacturing in the Rust Belt. And, I don't know what else to say about that.
Yeah, hey, listen, without getting too geopolitical, it's a small world. Things are manufactured everywhere. But I think one of the things, especially unless you're a big company, when you have something manufactured overseas, it's very hard to maintain that control and consistency. So if for no other reason, hey, rah, made in America, but if for no other reason, you're seeing every one of these things that goes out, so you know what I mean? You can keep real tight controls on, your quality level.
I'm there when they're ran. If they don't mix the plastic right, we literally really pull them off, and the guy's got an anvil and a hammer, and we beat on it, and you know, like we make sure like this isn't gonna break. I mean, so it's not like we paid all this money, waited 4 months, and then this thing comes over, and then like, well, you got what you got. I mean, we have quality control. We're right there. I'm there when they're made. So, you know,
it's awesome.
Yeah.
You know, I look forward, you know, Monkey Edge will be carrying them very shortly, and we're going to kind of put together some videos and photos of just kind of showing different options. A lot of times when you have something that's this versatile, the problem is it's hard to see all the possibilities, you know, because you kind of look at it and you go, okay, gun, knife, but really there's, you know, a wealth of things you can do with these things.
Oh yeah, and I'll be the first person to admit some of the cooler ideas to come from this aren't coming from me. It's actually coming from other people that are like, hey, did you know you could do this? Or I'm like, I had no clue.
Right.
And anyone that comes up with something, I'd love to hear it. And I'll be honest, I love designing and inventing things and creating stuff, but I'm not the most articulate. So I highly appreciate anytime anyone can come up with something, make a video, you know, yeah. So just be on the lookout for someone else besides me to tell you what this thing does, because they'll probably do a better job at it.
Awesome. Well, we look forward to having them, and shoot, we look forward to same thing. We get customers, you know, like, hey, look, you know, sending us pictures of their rigs or whatever else. And we kind of look at each other and like, well,
think of that.
Yeah, like, hell, that's a good idea, you know. But that's I guess why we sell knives and gears, because we're not that bright. So you know, hey, Andrew, I appreciate you taking the time to talk with me, man. You know, we've kind of, you know, talked offline about this thing as it was coming up, and you know, I was like, you know, rooting for you and glad that it's, you know, literally like being manufactured and kicked out in the hundreds now, and it's going to get out in the world. And like, I think the first thing you said to me is like, hey man, this is my hula hoop, right? So
my drink umbrella. I hope it's my drink umbrella.
Right, you know? Right. Yeah. So I'm stoked for you, dude. I'm glad to see it come out, and it's cool to see a guy take something from like literally the drawing board to production and keep it all yourself and maintain that control over it. And we're just stoked to be a part of it, man. So
to tell you the truth, it's probably the only thing I'm actually good at in this world. So I hope, man. I mean,
so hey, this is Brady from Monkey Edge again, signing off from hot and humid Atlanta. Talk to you soon.